easy first-round matchup because I'm sorry, that's not a 7 seed. It's not a 7 seed, and we keep knowing how banged up Embiid was. The guy averaged about what he averages when he's healthy. He had a 50-point game. Yeah, he was hobbled. Okay, but he was still great.
And let's not.
Tyrese Maxey was great too.
And let's not misunderstand. We want Boston, that we're going to beat Boston. I think that they're saying that we'll take on all comers. Now maybe that's disrespectful to the Pacers, and we'll see if they use that as fodder. But a fan believing in their team is not delusional. I haven't heard any caller saying we're winning the title, no one can stop. That would be a delusional fan, and I think even that caller would agree. But to believe that you could beat anybody, that you've got a chance, why wouldn't you think you have a chance, Michael? What have the Celtics won recently? Now, I think they're clearly
they
a better
go to the
team.
Finals a couple of years ago, but they lost.
But what if Miami had that sentiment last year? And look what they were able to do last year and surprise the Celtics. So I think they're the favorites in this series. They'll be the dogs against Boston, but that doesn't mean they're not going to show up, and it doesn't mean they don't have a chance. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't listen every second of the day, but I haven't heard too many callers saying, "Oh, we're winning. Nobody's going to be able to stop us." That's delusional. But
I haven't heard that either.
Yeah, but just believing, Peter, and just being excited about your team is not delusional. That's what the whole sports is supposed to be about.
But I think that what got that tag unfairly is the Yahoos outside the Garden after the first Sixer win, or maybe it was the second one. Bring on the Celtics.
The first one.
That's delusional.
Yeah, it was a handful of fans outside that kind of got caught up in the excitement, and even then they said we want Boston, not we're going to beat Boston. I think everybody looks at Boston as the team. I mean, Denver's another story. They're the defending champions. They're in the other conference, but right now, next up, the one that is really going to be the challenge is Boston, and those fans out there, drunk on the high of winning a playoff game, said we want Boston. But I think any rational fan is excited. But they're not going to go as far as to say that some kind of championship is guaranteed. Give me a break.
Let's go to the phones again. Let's go to Mark in Charlotte. Mark.
Don, you said PR. What about PP? How about poo-poo? Not what you want. Not what you want.
No. Soft serve.
Last night, I thought OG was kind of the X factor. Great on the defensive end, but he was able to just, come off the pick and roll, get to his spots, and he knocked down some shots. He had some big threes, and then obviously that poster dunk on Embiid towards the end.
That dunk was special.
That was great.
That's a moment.
Awesome. And obviously Jalen Brunson is got to give him his flowers for setting some records. I mean, unbelievable play, Josh Hart. But I thought Dante, that adjustment by Tibbs to put him on Maxey. I mean, Maxey's unbelievable. The way he can just drive, and he's so fast you can't even catch him. But I thought Dante
suffocated
really
him.
Yeah, I thought he really did, and I thought that was a key defensive move by Tibbs. And great game overall. I think the Pacers are a totally different type of challenge, equally as tough as the Sixers, but obviously Embiid provides that X factor for them that we're going to have to contain Tyrese, and we'll see what we can do. But I like the Knicks, and I do think minus 275 is a little steep. I do agree with you, Peter, but let's go Knicks.
I like the way you think.
Knicks have a lot of Tyrese situations to deal with.
Now we're talking about. Mark was talking about OG. OG's been the difference on this team. Since the trade was made at the end of 2023, the actual calendar year, not the season, they're almost unbeatable with him. They are, and I think that.
course, agree with exactly what you just said about how OG might not be a great player, but he is a great fit. And that's exactly my point as to why Julius Randle being off the floor is helping the New York Knicks right now. And it's because him being off the floor, think about where Julius Randle operates from, right? Within the three-point line, that elbow to short corner area. And what are the Knicks doing well right now that's allowing everybody else to play free is the dribble drive, right? Jalen Brunson getting into the lane at will is opening up the game for everybody else, right? And I want to now, even beyond that, post-trade, okay, two guys besides Brunson who actually look for their own shot, Barrett and Quickly. Now you take the ball out of their hands and you solely put the ball in Jalen Brunson's hands. Now let's just go down the line here. Who would you rather have handling the ball and making decisions and trying to make plays? R.J. Barrett or Jalen Brunson? Obviously Jalen Brunson.
Right.
Who would you rather have making decisions, Quickly or Brunson? Obviously Brunson. Same thing with Randall, right? So trading those guys just puts the ball in Jalen Brunson's hand 99% of the time now, and everybody else is playing off of what he does. Everybody else is just simply making the correct basketball play. The ball's not sticking anywhere, right? So when Jalen Brunson does get into the lane, you got guys like DiVincenzo who are spotting up. You got guys like OG who are making the right read by either spotting up or cutting off of Jalen Brunson. Same thing with Josh Hart. Respect to Julius Randle, he's not doing that at the rate that all these guys are.
But let me stop you for a second, Dylan. See if you agree. The thing that concerns me about the way the Knicks are constructed right now, everything, for the most part, is predicated on kicking out and getting the three. And if guys are not hitting the three, they struggle. Julius Randle is 25 and 10, no matter how he gets it. No matter how he gets it, that's a nice weapon to have. They don't have that second surefire weapon to score. DiVincenzo might be hot, might be not. Hart might be hot, might be not. So that's where I think Julius makes his team better.
That's fair.
Oh, no.
That was a good phone call.
But what I would ask him is, so let's say Randall's available to come back for this series. You wouldn't want him?
Right.
Now maybe things have changed and he wouldn't be used in the same manner, because I do agree that OG has elevated himself here, but you're telling me that you couldn't find a way to be a better team having that extra body and that extra score on your team?
And it would be different. And, Don, it would be different. There's no way that if Julius Randle were to come back to this team with the kind of team that it's become, he literally just could not be the same guy. Things have changed. And it would be interesting. How many times do we say, Michael, how many times did you say, Julius Randle, great player, he's not a number one. He's number two or number three.
So now he could be a two.
Now he could be that. Now he could be that number two. At the end of the game, you're not going to get the Randle handle. But guess what else you're not going to get? You're not going to get that ISO ball with Brunson at the end of the game where he's stuck on the right wing by himself with no one else to give the ball to. So it would be interesting to see him around. I think they'd be a much better team.
Since they got OG, by the way, guys, now obviously he was injured for over a month, they're 24 and 5.
Yeah.
That's like...
Is that best team in the NBA?
I would think that no team has been over those 29 games 24 and 5. I mean, think about that. That's like Chicago Bulls 72 win territory. Do the math.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
You wonder if he did not get hurt, Michael, would they have been challenging the Celtics for the top spot?
I don't know. I mean, because what did the Celtics win, Peter? 60?
64.
No, they wouldn't have had 14 more wins. Knicks had 50 and they finished second. No, I don't think they challenge. I think they have a better chance to beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so there's something that has happened that actually has made me think, maybe, just maybe I've made it.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Where maybe I shouldn't loathe myself as much as I do.
Oh. No, I think you should.
Maybe I should have more belief in myself. Maybe I should celebrate myself a little bit more.
I think you're good.
I'll tell you what that is when we get back. More of your phone calls as well.
breakthrough odd-chain essential fatty acid in Fatty 15 works to keep you healthier longer. Exactly. Fatty 15 strengthens cellular membranes by 80%, which protects you from traditional signs of aging. The single pure ingredient in Fatty 15 delivers improved metabolic, liver, heart, and immune health you can feel.
To learn about improving cellular health
And long-term whole body wellness, see the benefits
and nerd out with us
at fatty15.com.
Growing up, I always wanted to do so many things.
I wanted to be a vet.
I wanted to be an actor.
When I was really little, I don't know why, but I wanted to be a pastor. When I was like a small child,
I wanted to be a celebrity by any means necessary.
This is Spike Drop Vegas Heist.
These players are playing for a lot of money today.
I'm only here for 2 feet. I don't really care about any other place.
Can't even comprehend what is going on, but I like it.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions about your life, your career, and everything in between that we've uncovered. They're all centered on numbers. Some of the numbers might be familiar to you, but they all add up to tell your story. What do you want fans to think about when they see the number 23?
I wanted to be somebody different on the field, to be just known for baseball.
The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. New series premieres May 9th on Yes and the Yes app.
My journey.
Aaron, how you doing,
with experiences that help me realize that I'm not alone.
And specialized programs that give me the tools to train my body and mind.
Now, it's possible for me to get back out there.
To get out of my comfort zone and try new things.
To build and be part of a community that supports other warriors.
It's possible to get the help I need for me and my family.
I got my confidence back. I'm setting goals and I'm achieving them.
It's possible to feel understood, whether it's day one or 20 years down the road, they've got your back.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, Wounded Warrior Project is adapting to meet them.
Because when we pull together,
it's possible to go further than you ever imagined.
Step into the world of Golden Nugget Online Casino. With all the slots and table games you love, feel like you're on the casino floor no matter where you are. Score rewards by playing your favorite games and get your winnings almost instantly with lightning-fast withdrawals. So what are you waiting for? Have a great time in your downtime. Download the Golden Nugget Online Casino app and get started today with this great offer.
Get 2 or more favorites for just $6.99 each.
Give me that ooey gooey, crispy, crunchy, mouth-watering. Give me that chocolate chippy, dippy, drippy, Papa wingin'. Pair of pizza with your favorite sides for $6.99 each. Papa John's.
I've wanted an eternity with you from the second I met you.
We all want to feel safe when traveling. That's why if you see something that feels suspicious, such as an abandoned bag or erratic behavior from a passenger, just call 911. You can call anonymously, and it's okay if it turns out to be nothing. Work together with the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey to keep our transportation facilities safe. Visit PANYNJ.gov to learn more.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
All right, so I guess, maybe you're intrigued, but maybe you're not.
I am.
What I said going into the break, Don's always intrigued because he never knows what's going to come out of my mouth. But the Yankees are having an auction. And it's to raise money for the Yankee Foundation, which, you know, they do a lot of good things in communities and stuff like that. And so they're auctioning off certain experiences and physical items as well. And so they asked me if I would agree to be auctioned off for a half-hour Zoom with a fan.
All right.
So I'm looking through the bidding right now. It's on New York Yankee auction. So let's look at it this way. Garrett Cole personalized recorded message. How much do you think that is?
6 and 1. I will go with a personalized message, $500.
Exactly. Very good. Anthony Volpe personalized recorded message.
$350.
$250.
$300.
Nice.
Mariano Rivera autographed baseball.
Ooh, which I have, by the way.
How do you have
Mariano?
When we got it at the that was given to us at one of the lunch with a legend we had with him.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know, $450.
It's a generic autograph Mariano ball.
There's no such thing.
What do you mean generic?
He has the most beautiful autograph in the history of the world.
No, but I mean it's not the first two things you did were personalized. This is not. I'm just trying to calculate.
Okay, I got you.
I'm gonna say $500.
$375.
Okay.
Autograph Aaron Judge baseball.
I'm gonna go $500.
$550.
Exactly.
Okay.
$500. Yeah.
Andy Pettit autograph baseball and game tickets.
Oh,
autograph. You mean you get game tickets, or it's an autographed game ticket?
They don't have physical tickets anymore in this universe, Peter.
Yeah, they do. Sure, they do.
No, not really. Not the Yankees.
So these are old game tickets autographed by Andy?
No. Autographed baseball, and you're getting the tickets to a game.
Oh, you get to go to a game also.
$650.
$500.
$350. Well, let's just go to the K.
Bargain.
Zoom.
So this is 30 minutes with K.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You get a lot.
That's not nothing. That's 30 minutes. That's a half hour to you and me.
That is a half hour. I'm going 1,200
I was going to say 1,500.
It's $500.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
same as
Michael.
Brian Cashman's 30-minute Zoom.
$250.
No, it's $500.
Really? Well,
right.
A lot of fans aren't really happy with Brian.
Well, they should be. I mean,
I'm not.
Well, anyway,
Hold on, real quick, Michael. Has it been bid up yet? Are there bids?
Yeah, these have been bid on.
And how much is left?
Let's see. It ends May 7th.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get up. You're going to get up to $1,000.
But I'm just saying, I'm out doing Andy Pettit autographed baseball and game tickets.
Well,
Aaron Judge autographed baseball on the same money. I mean, I've done it, Peter. I've done it. I can walk away now.
This just reminds me, and it makes me upset, that both of my co-hosts just think so poorly of themselves. That's
true.
what upsets me.
Because I don't think Michael realizes it's not an autographed baseball. It's 30 minutes with Michael. That's basically having dinner with Michael K.
That's right.
So they get to ask anything 30 minutes. They're obviously a fan of yours. So it kind of makes sense.
If I had a choice, I mean, as much as I love Phil Rizzuto, when I was a kid, to have a Phil Rizzuto 30-minute Zoom or a Mickey Mantle or Bobby Mercer autographed baseball, I think I'd take the baseball.
No, would you?
I think I would.
Because, all right, there wasn't Zoom back then, so you're telling me you get to have lunch with Phil Rizzuto.
Well, having lunch is different because you can't escape in 30 minutes. Let's go to Gray's Papaya.
But 30 minutes of continuous conversation with your idol is better than an autograph.
I don't know.
How much?
Everybody's idol. Anthony Volpe, Aaron Judge.
Let's put it this way. How much would you charge to do that?
I wouldn't do it. I would only do it for charity. That's why I don't do Cameo.
All right, so if you won't do Cameo, so this is, I think this makes sense. And Peter's right. You are somebody.
But why would it be the same as Brian? I mean, all these people, I hate Brian, right? You have 30 minutes to pick his brain.
But
why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you trade this guy? Why did you get Joey Gallo? Why did you hold on to Gary? I mean, you could ask him everything.
I'll just say this. You're a much more entertaining conversation.
Yes. Brian's very entertaining when he's not on the air.
Oh, I was about to say,
I
Michael,
think
you really,
he's going to be
that
on
was a
the air.
mouthful.
For those 30 minutes, he's going to be on the air.
Right.
Well, I'm very
No,
impressed
you should
with
be,
myself.
but I'm with Peter. You got to understand your significance.
I am not significant.
That's the answer for you, but I could speak for you and say that you are significant.
Now, what if the Zoom that I do is the same Zoom as we do at 2:30 every day? It wouldn't be worth much.
No. I hope you're more lively
Oh, that
than
would be
our
so
meetings.
disappointing. Yeah.
Well, but you've got your things you have to say. Peter's having discussions with his wife about like new decks.
I was just wondering.
So there's not much time for me to like talk.
Yeah, that was irritating today. You should have hit mute. We didn't need to hear that.
I think that was the first little bump in the marriage. I could see some enmity there.
I thought that was entertaining.
Well,
That is irritating.
I can't repeat what he said to her on the air. That should tell you everything that you need to know.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. No. You dropped the line right out of like the honeymooners. But how deep into the Zoom, Peter, does Michael belt out, "What's the open?"
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. So what's the open?
Well, that's the only reason we're on that Zoom.
Well, no, that might be the only reason you're on the Zoom. There's more to a show than the open.
On the Zoom to converse with each other. We do that all day.
It's camaraderie.
I don't want to.
Well, then why do you show up 15 minutes late for most of them?
Listen, because he's above
I don't feel. But listen, I lean a lot closer to you, Michael, than Don. Just to be clear, on days like today, I would cancel the meeting. I would go, "Hey guys, see you at 3. We know what's going on." But that's me.
You know who we have coming up at 4:50?
Yeah, exactly. All the more reason I cancel the meeting when you hear about things like this.
Kendrick Lamar is coming on at 4:30.
Oh, now that's a get
No,
today.
I'm sorry.
Of
Wait, somebody's telling me Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, there's a big difference.
Still
not
big.
Kendrick Lamar.
Still big. Now, are you speaking?
You seem
Kendrick
very
Lamar,
happy with Kendrick Lamar's new effort.
Oh, I'm thrilled. Kendrick is in the middle of his own beef.
I know.
Are we gonna talk about Kendrick Perkins' beef?
Yeah,
have to, right?
You have to.
Who's he beefing with
They
again?
started here.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
beefing
with
with
Shaq
Barkley and Shaq.
yeah, right.
I wonder. Do you think that ESPN will make the big money bid for Barkley, or will who's getting it? Amazon, or NBC?
Wait. Is Turner out?
It looks like they're out. I
Wait,
mean, it's
they're
nothing
gonna be
official
out?
yet, but it looks like NBC's getting that side of the package.
I have to tell you guys, very uncomfortable with the idea of Turner not having basketball. Very uncomfortable.
Well, what are you uncomfortable with? Because
I don't like
the Shaq, Charles, and Kenny could go as a package to NBC. Now Ernie says he's not going.
Well, he's
a Turner man.
Yeah, he's got a Turner. He's a Turner guy.
Yeah,
he's a Turner man for life. Honestly, he is Turner. Like when you think about Turner Sports, it's the Atlanta Braves and Ernie Johnson. That is Turner Sports.
But if I'm Amazon,
I respect it.
I got to throw a ton of money at those guys because I do think that even though you think it is the future and all that, at least in the beginning. I mean, I think there are people.
You want to get people turned on.
I think there are people that are like, I'll pass on going to the app for that playoff series or that game. But if I know they are the coverage, that might get me to sign up and do it. So I would think Amazon might go the extra mile.
Well, ESPN has shown they'll pay money for people. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman and Manning and Pat McAfee. That's a needle changer. That's a needle mover.
Well, listen, they all have the money, Michael. It's just a matter of who feels
Amazon probably has more money than anybody.
Who feels that they need to do it the most. And I don't think NBC would feel like they have to do it. ESPN doesn't feel like they have to do it. They've got the coverage.
I think
They've got the
ESPN,
games.
Don, I'm knocking ESPN even out of contention.
Really?
They won't do
Why?
it. Yes, because they have a lot of talent that's well paid and well regarded. It wouldn't make sense. I disagree with you, Don, that NBC wouldn't need it. NBC needs to get back in. This is starting over again. Bob Costas ain't walking through that door.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, you know what? He may walk. Let me re-say it. Bob Costas may walk through that door, and if they're spending the money on Bob Costas, they want to put other great people around him. If they're not going to just bring back Bob Costas and act like all of a sudden it's 1990 and Ahmad Rashad. Now, are they bringing back Ahmad Rashad? Is that all we're doing?
Here's the big question, Peter. Do you believe, because he was asked this, do you believe
in life after love?
I know you believe in that.
Sure I do.
Do you believe that NBC will bring back Round Ball Rock. Which is now owned by Fox because John Tesh was asked, he said, if they call up, they can have it.
Now, if our producers are worth even anything, they know what they have to play right now just because that came up.
What, the Tush one or the real one?
No, the Tush one. Anytime we have a reason to play the John Tush, you play it. Go!
Yeah, so they're not worth much,
Peter,
is what you're saying.
It's not readily available.
Well, now we know.
You got to order it?
They're trying to buy that one, too.
Don't you think they have to bring that back? Not that one.
No, they have to.
With the farts?
Well,
no, without
no, they
the
have
gas.
to. No, and I think they will. I mean, listen, ESPN brought back their music for hockey. They didn't have it for like 20 years. They brought it back. You got to. I don't know. It's in the soul of that. Like that will put NBC right back on the map. You remember the Saturday Night Live bit with that song?
Yeah.
You got to play. I think we could play some of that.
What was that again? What was the bit?
I got it. I can't have it. You'll be able to find it for the next
they
break.
added the lyrics to it? Yeah.
Yeah. Basketball, basketball,
slam dunk and then they high five each other. It's very funny.
If they don't bring it back,
they're going to bring it back.
If they don't bring back that song, don't bother. Let's just
don't even bid for the package then.
Yep. That's how I feel.
That's strong. I knew you'd have a strong day today.
I'm with Peter. If they don't bring the song back, it's not going to work.
You're half in. That means you're half in.
So do they bring back Mike Breen? That's where Mike Breen started his national television career.
Well, what's his contract situation?
Well, I'm not privy to that. And if I was, and I am privy, I'm not telling you.
Well, no, it's out there. Well, if you think you would be the only one to know? I mean, I just didn't feel like Googling
specifics. I know specifics. I know per diem. I know everything.
I didn't ask for that. Is his contract up when
you know his per diem?
I know everything. Well, we know everything about each other.
Here's a little secret. The per diem is per diem.
Per diem is different from different people.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is, Don.
You think the interns are getting the same as Breen?
No, on air is on air.
By the way, you know what?
On air is on air.
No, it's not. No, on air isn't on air. And by the way, Michael, I just want to go back again. This is more proof that Don is the worst negotiator in the business. This is what I'm saying.
You never have to convince me.
I might, again, I will be the first to admit that I'm wrong. That the per diem is the per diem. I don't think it's negotiated.
It's not.
The per diem is not the per diem.
I think Breen gets the same per diem as everybody else on the broadcast. On air.
Here's John Tush. We have John Tush on the air. John.
Oh, my God. How does he get through that fast today?
John, is it important that NBC relicense this?
Of course. They have to. They have to relicense it with the sound effects.
No. If I'm not mistaken, the last time that you were on, you made it pretty much known you're not a Peter guy.
Well, you know what? That's what I wanted to talk about. You know, without one of you, the show is not the same. The show, first of all, has been off the hook good for the last year, but recently it's just unbelievable. You guys are so on. If any one of you left,
oh no,
it would not be the same. So you all hold a very significant part. Now, I can't stand it when Peter shows up in these stupid jerseys. You're a grown man.
What's wrong with the jersey?
It's a stupid jersey. You heard him. He said it's a stupid jersey.
I'm sorry. The three of us are walking around. We're talking about sweaty men playing games. I mean, let's all calm down a bit.
But you never wear another person's jersey. What if you have to? You know, let's say you're wearing. What if you have to play Brunson in one-on-one and you're wearing his jersey?
Well, but first
you
of all,
already lose. You already lost.
It's an interesting approach. But my jerseys that I own, I will say, with the exception of my one regrettable Marcus Smart jersey, because he immediately left the team, every jersey I have is a legend. I think legend jerseys
Wait a
are
minute. I love
forever.
John Starks. Would you say he's a legend?
Yeah, he's not an all-time great, but he's a legend.
I mean, you know, Walt Frazier's a legend. You can't cheapen the word legend. John Starks is very popular, like Nick. He's not a legend.
It's tough to throw legend when your name's not up at the rafters.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'm not going to be irrational. I'm not going to get stubborn.
For once.
You know what?
He's legend may be strong, But how would you describe what he like? This jersey is not the same as wearing a Jalen Brunson jersey. A Starks jersey represents a moment in time in New York.
He's beloved. He's not
and very specific to an era from my childhood, where like even if you weren't a Knicks fan, John Starks was the man. That's what he was.
We're gonna have to take a brief time out because we have to get to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Perkins. I'm sorry. He's going to break it. He's got to feel good about things because he's been predicting the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You kidding me? That's why we got to have him.
And we'll stir it up for him. But first, Peter's going to stir up the dirty bathwater in his bath.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the moments that make summer, summer. Like driving a RAV4 to wade in a waterfall.
Nice.
Cruising to play mini golf in a Camry. Or taking a Tundra to the beach.
You're not going to leave me here, are you?
Get a new Tundra or Tundra iForce Max with 1.99% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 TFS subvention APR cash. Or lease a new 2024 Tundra for just $499 a month.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Been there, done that, messed around. I'm having fun. Don't put me down. I'll never let you.
With Allegra, allergies won't hold me back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin, and unlike Zyrtec, won't make me drowsy. Nothing beats Allegra. It's the fastest non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
You know, when I take the bike out like this, all my stresses just melt away.
I hear that. This bad boy can fix anything.
Yep, tough day at work. Nice cruiser sorts you right out.
When I'm riding, I'm not even thinking about my painful cavity.
Oh, you shouldn't ignore that.
And every time I get stressed about having to pay my bills, I just hop on the bike, man.
Oh, come on, man. You got to pay your bills.
You don't have to worry about anything when you're protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
Well, you definitely do. Those things aren't related, so...
Ah, yee! Oh, that is a vibrating pain.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Go behind the numbers with a brand new series on the Yes app.
17.
My first number in the big leagues.
1734.
But Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
Gracie Cashman hosts a new Yes app series, The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. Watch the premiere with Aaron Boone, May 9th at 9 after the Yankees on the Yes Network.
It's time. Oh, terrific.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Competing for gold, we have legendary Reese's Peanut Butter Cups versus newcomer Reese's Medals. Who will be the winner? I'm sorry, what are they competing in?
Right now, you can get any large pizza for just $12 from Pizza Hut. Any pizza, any crust, $12. That means meat lovers, supreme, or create your own with any toppings, just $12. This deal won't last long, so order any way you want now.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
Oh, what's up? You watching the game? Or maybe the one later? Put a little BetMGM action on it, and now any game becomes the game. When you got overs and unders, you're in it every time they throw the ball, kick the ball, dribble the ball. Maybe it's not even a ball. Who needs a ball? Now that bet's got you watching every inning, half, round, period, set, hole, a lap. Right from the edge of your seat.
Welcome back to the show. The Knicks win, beat the Sixers in 6. Next up, starting on Monday night at the Garden, it's the Indiana Pacers with the opportunity to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And our next guest, as somebody has said for the longest time, that's where the Knicks are going to end up. And that is our colleague and friend, Kendrick Perkins. He joins us now. Kendrick, it's Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
What's up, fellas? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Blue sky.
What was the series against the Sixers tougher than you thought it was going to be for the Knicks?
It was, but it was a great test, right? And it was a great opportunity because I believe it was the best series in these playoffs, and I also believe that it was the best series that I've witnessed in the last 2 to 3 years. Okay, when it comes down to having to compete, when it comes down to having those one shining moments, guys having to step outside of their comfort zone and play different roles. And I'm talking about the Knicks. Josh Hart, we saw him make a big shot last night. We've seen him come up with huge offensive rebounds, you know, being a second option somewhat to Jalen Brunson. We saw the emergence of Tyrese Maxey. And I thought for the Knicks to overcome that duo of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, and also the physicality of Nick Nurse putting Kelly Oubre and Nicholas Batum on Jalen Brunson, and the way he handled that the last, 4 games of the series, because of the way he started the first 2 games, absolutely. I mean, but it was a great series, and it was a great test for the Knicks, and it's only going to help them in the long run.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Would Game 5 end up being a blessing in disguise? That you kind of learn, you try to learn from that losing. As a former player, is that something you go to school on, those final 28 seconds of Game 5?
I'll tell you one thing, it's something that you lose sleep over. That's what happens. Hey, and you know what was interesting? I think it was Jalen Brunson that said after Game 5, it was quiet in the locker room. None of the players talked to each other. Everyone was pissed off at themselves. That goes to show you right there that they care, and they couldn't wait for Game 6. No matter how the distractions were going to be, no matter how many tickets, excuse me, the Philly fans tried to buy and stop the Knicks fans from getting in the building, they were focused, and you could see how they came out. Now, obviously, you know, they had to drop off, you know, in the second quarter or whatever, but they stuck with it. And Tom Thibodeau stuck to his guns. I know a lot of people would love to see him go a little deeper into his rotation, maybe see a little bit more Alex Burks, especially with Bogdanovich being out. But, you know, you could either roll over and lay down, or you could come back and respond the way that the Knicks did. But that's the leadership of Jalen Brunson.
We're talking about the odds for this Pacers series, and Kendrick, they're heavily favoring the Knicks. Do you think that's right? Is that about what you expect? Is the Knicks at a minus 280? How many games do you expect this thing to go?
Oh, it's going 6. It's going 6. The Knicks might get it in 5, but it's going 6. the Pacers, they haven't seen this level of physicality yet, right? And it's no disrespect to the Bucks, but the Bucks don't have the personnel that the Knicks do, right? You look at Pascal Siakam and what he done in that series against the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe the Knicks got an answer for him and OG Anunoby, right? And you look at Tyrese Halliburton, right? Although he didn't have that powerful moment in this series, they do have a Josh Hart for him. And so when I think about, how they could dominate on the offensive glass with the, Pacers in the regular season being one of the worst defensive rebounding teams in the league, the Knicks are going to play their style. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Pacers respond and can they match their level of physicality for a 7-game series, which I believe is going 6, and I don't believe that they can.
Kendrick Perkins is our guest. Now, we mentioned the short rotation that Tibbs is going with. Hart plays every minute of every game, Kendrick. Is this going – I know that they've trained for this. They did it all year. They're not a load management team. But as the playoffs move on and the games become more intense, could that be an issue where they start to fatigue?
I think they built for it. I mean, I really believe so. I mean, this is the perfect situation and the perfect marriage. When you look at Tom Thibodeau and the players that he have around him that he's coaching right now, I mean, you can't get no better than that. Unless an injury happens, which, can happen in any series with any team, Tom Thibodeau is going to ride his horses. That's who Tibbs is. I played for Tibbs, obviously, when he was an assistant coach, and he's going to ride his horses. His thing is he's going to make you do what you need to do outside of the games, meaning are you getting your treatment? Are you getting in an ice tub? Are you getting your rest? Because for 48 minutes, I may need you for the entire 48 minutes, and I don't want to hear nothing else because I'm not going to shortchange you as a coach. I'm going to punch you in the clock. So, it could come back. I don't see it happening because they train for this. These guys are true professionals, and they want it. Again, he does have some guys that he could go to. I think, we will see a lot more Precious Achiuwa. And again, I would love to see some Alex Burks, in spurts. I think he's a guy that could come in and provide offense. And I think Tibbs needs to give him a shot.
Now, we've been having this conversation, Kendrick. I want to get your take. I think they miss Julius Randle. I mean, 25 and 10 is hard to replace. There are Knicks fans that call in and go, they're better off without him. Are they better with him or without him?
Jalen Brunson need another all-star caliber player on the side of him for the Knicks to complete the ultimate mission, and that's winning the championship, right? Do I think the Knicks could get to the NBA Finals? I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the injury of Kristaps Porzingis. But for them to complete the mission, you need Julius Randle. And the one thing that I do want the Knicks fans to do is to calm down when it comes down to Julius Randle, because I want them to, put themselves in his shoes at this moment. It's hard as hell when you've been in the trenches, when you've been in the culture for years, right? The highs, the lows, and your team is having success, and they're doing it without you, and there's nothing that you could do about it because you're sidelined with injuries. And so you think about the mental part of it. You want Julius to stay engaged. You want him to feel welcome. You want him to be there in the locker room, right? You want him to continue to support his teammates in great fashion and be, the teammate that he has always been. And so, I knew that was going to come, because, again, it's one series, right? So, come Monday, it's the start of another series. Do I think they're going to get past the Pacers? Yes. But I do think by the time they get to the Eastern Conference, the value of Julius Randle and what he brings to the table will be missed.
Now, we have to apologize, Kendrick, because when you were on with us last time, I asked you why, Shaq and Barkley don't think the Knicks are going to win, and you said because you didn't say it in a nasty way. You said they don't watch them all the time, and they got really ticked off and they put your face on a punching bag during the studio shows. What's your reaction to the things they've said?
Oh, they'll be all right, and y'all don't have to apologize. Apologize for what? You know, if it was a lie, you know, the truth never have to address a lie. And I have great respect for both of those legends over there, Charles and Shaq. You know, the only problem that I had with it is the calling out of, you know, calling me out of my name as a roach. I had a problem with that. Other than that, you know, it's all fun and games, and hopefully that made them up their game and actually start watching the games even more. I mean, you know, but at the end of the day, this is not I've never been a guy that's, you know, been sensitive about anything. And guess what? I've been called worse by better people.
Now, Kendrick, listen. So when this happened a week ago or so, and they responded, Michael sort of was of the standpoint of like, I'm not sure why they were so angry. I don't think he meant anything. Now, I did say though that I thought that you knew when you threw that out there, while it wasn't nasty, you did know that if they heard that, they'd probably feel away. No.
I mean, yeah, but, you know, it wasn't, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't saying it out there for them to, I wasn't saying it came from a genuine place. I wasn't saying it to, like, ruffle feathers. I just said it, like, and I meant it. Like, it came from my soul. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, Charles and Shaq, you know, they've been having fun, man. Those are legends in the game. And I didn't take it personally at all. I actually thought it was real funny, you know. And at the end of the day, it's not going to stop me from voicing my opinion on how I feel about the game of basketball. It's damn sure not about to stop me from coming and visit with you guys on the show, especially during this Knicks run. I'm going to continue to come on here and talk on the show, and it's not going to stop me from talking on television. So, you know, I just, you know, like my grandmother used to say, God bless their heart. They don't know no better, baby.
So, I mean, you're a tough dude. You're a tough player. So when you see they put your picture on a punching bag and they're like kicking it, that doesn't like bother you at all?
Because Michael will be upset.
It's on the punching bag, and so we look. Charles is harmless, right? He just want to have a good time. Old Chuck is harmless. You know, he's not going to bust a grape in a fruit fight and pour milk on cereal. And he ain't going to listen to it go snap, crackle, or pop. Again, it's all fun and games, and I love the response. I actually had a response for them, but at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, I'm good, because I didn't want to waste too much energy and going back and forth with them throughout this moment when I need to be focused on the playoffs, especially Big Body Brunson and the Knicks.
Beautiful. Now, they did pick, they said the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks. Both of them said that.
They did?
Yeah.
They said the 76ers were going to beat the Knicks.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? Outside, let me say this, though. Outside of Chuck and Shaq, I don't know what else the Knicks got to, like, continue to do to make people say, you know what? Hey, man, this is a really, really good, almost borderline great basketball team. And Jalen Brunson is a really, really good, he's a great basketball player. I mean, the man averaged 40-plus on the road, 40-plus. And I just don't understand, like, you know, and even like last night I was listening to a lot of people, and they was just like, oh, yeah, they killed them on the offensive glass. That was the deciding fact. And I was just like, so we're just going to overlook these historical moments, individual moments that Jalen Brunson is having right now? We just going to overlook that he's leading the playoffs and scoring right now? Are we going to overlook that? Or when are we going to shine the light and say, you know what, he's for real. He's shown us who he is time and time again, and it's time for us to believe him.
Well, we appreciate you coming on with us and having fun with us, and you've been calling this for the last couple of months when you came on, so you're always welcome back here.
Well, I appreciate y'all, fellas, and y'all enjoy the weekend. I'm going to see who could push some Game 7s tonight. I think Orlando will. I think Clippers are going home.
Good enough. Thank you, Kendrick.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. Kendrick Perkins. So he didn't think, what was that? Charles wouldn't squish a grape in a fruit salad?
Yeah, that in a fruit fight.
In a food fight?
Yes.
But he didn't say Shaq wouldn't.
No.
He didn't mention that. I'll tell you what, he was, this Kendrick was much more forgiving than Kendrick Lamar has been on his records the last
I love how you
days.
tie that together. You're so
see
brilliant.
how I brought it all together?
They don't give these jobs to nobodies.
No, that's right.
Empire Outlets on Staten Island is the place to be.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP on select GMC Sierra models. We are professional grade GMC.
Allergies? With Allegra, they won't stop me. Nothing beats Allegra. It's the fastest, non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief. Live your greatness.
Hey, so I found a betting system that's really working great for me. So did I. What's yours? I set up an hour-a-week time limit on FanDuel. I can also set up wager limits, so I only bet what I can afford, and betting stays fun. Right. So what's your system? What's that? Your system. What's your system? What is that?
Every bettor has a system. Make FanDuel's responsible gaming tools a key part of yours.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Yes Network is now streaming on Fubo. Watch the Yankees and more of your New York teams. Streaming live on all your devices. Plus, over 350 top channels. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
For years, one company has battled to deliver business products the next day with no freight charges. Now, WB Mason, with their famous fleet of trucks and drivers, faces their biggest challenge, rescuing shipping and packaging buyers from expensive freight charges. That's right. Now, boxes, stretch film, and packaging tape are delivered the very next day at amazingly low prices. So, who do you call for fast delivery and no expensive freight charges? Who but WB Mason?
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bath or shower that's safer at a price you can afford with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel.
It was done the same day. We did not have to wait. It is amazing.
I would give this whole experience an A+. I definitely wish I would have called sooner.
From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats that combine safety and style, it's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your one-day installation, and start loving your new bath or shower right away.
Only weeks left to get waived installation and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-993-0245. That's 800-993-0245. Call now.
Welcome back to the show. Doing a lot of Knicks, and why not? Their big victory over the Sixers. They win that series in 6 games. Each game was taut. The total point differential was 1 point in favor of the Knicks, and that was enough to make it work. Now they take on the Indiana Pacers. So I think it's going to be good. I think we're all picking the Knicks in different games. I have them in 5. Don has them in 6. Peter has them in 7. Kendrick Perkins was just with us, and he said 6, although he could see it ending in 5. Let me just.
I think I'm going to amend to 6. By the way,
well, you said 7.
I did say 7. I've been wavering. I'm going to amend to 6.
But we locked it in and everything.
That's locked in. Sorry.
I know. Wait, are you sure you hit the lock?
Yeah. Done.
You did?
Yeah, mentally.
He didn't hit the lock sound, but I mean, Don and I pretty much locked it in. But listen, I'll let you change.
Thank you.
It's just like you change your jersey.
I'm feeling 6. There it is. Thank you.
Let me give you a quick diversion away from the Knicks. The Pinstripe Report, brought to you by Samuel Institute for Pain Management. Seems like Garrett Cole has upped his activity, and Aaron Boone met with the media and spoke about where Garrett Cole is. Let's listen.
Aaron, there was a report out there that Garrett Cole is set to throw a bullpen tomorrow. Is that correct?
I know if he walks in here tomorrow, I know he already played catch today, so I think he is scheduled to get off the mound. Whether that's a full bullpen or what exactly that looks like, we'll see. But yeah, he is scheduled to get off the mound.
In your mind, how significant a step is that for him?
It's a step. You know, I think it's gone well so far. You know, his build up and you know, checking the boxes and the levels of intensity of throwing and things like that. So far so good, and you know, getting off the mound will obviously be another step.
Aaron, with Garrett, the assumption, and you guys have said this without providing a timeline, but have said he'll essentially need a full spring training workup before he's ready to return. When does that clock start? Is it when he throws his first bullpen, when he faces hitters for the first time in live BP?
Well,
when would that 6-week run up actually?
Yeah, I guess the clock's always going. I mean, you know, because especially for starting pitchers, you know, and frankly, every pitcher now, you know, you get to spring training, you've typically, you know, have been going through a throwing program for some time and built up to being able to get on the mound and those kind of things. So I'm not sure exactly the timeline. All I know is, you know, things have been going well, and we're getting to the point now where obviously he'll be able to get off a mound. I don't know the timeline from there, though.
Boy, Aaron Boone is conspicuously staying away from making any kind of prediction and putting a finish line to this because he doesn't want anything to be construed as a setback. So he has been, Don, you hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
He refuses to say, I mean, he's saying nothing because he doesn't want to provide anybody with a deadline. And then if Cole is not there for the deadline, it looks like something went wrong.
That is always the worst for an organization. I'll be back in a couple of weeks, and then he's not back in a couple of weeks, and they're hiding something from some. They don't know. He's taken all the proper steps, but we still don't know exactly when he's going to come back. And what else can you say if you're that?
Let me just read you how bad the Yankee offense was in Baltimore. They scored 6 runs in 4 games. They had not done that in a 4-game set since 2014, except for Soto and maybe Wells. No one hit. Anthony Volpe, 2 for 16. Judge, 1 for 13. Rizzo, 1 for 14. Stanton, 1 for 10. Torres was 3 for 14. Cabrera was 2 for 11. Grisham was 1 for 11. I mean, you're not going to win games that way. The Yankee bullpen was perfect, and they lost game. Just taking a look at the Orioles, I got to be honest, guys. That's a good team. They're young. They're athletic.
Oh, yeah.
They're a good team.
Well, that's their stiffest competition by far in that division. And it's not nothing that they were able to take 3 out of 4. And I think that's going to be a battle between those two teams all year.
Well, they got 9 more with them, and the first 4, 3 of them go to the Orioles. That's the Pinstripe Report, brought to you by Samuel Institute for Pain Management. For pain-free life, visit SamuelPain.com today. Now, I'm curious, and when I'm curious, I ask questions.
That's interesting.
Peter, why did you change from 7 to 6? What moved you?
Well, I think of the Pacers as a certain kind of team, like what Don and I talked about, like just the high output offense and fast paced, etc. But then when I really went and looked at their depth chart and like was kind of reminded that they're pretty thin over the course of a whole series too at this point, like, I just wasn't as, I don't know. I just thought 7 was a bit strong. Like, the Knicks are a better team than the Pacers. The Pacers were a really solid team all year. But much like the Knicks depend on Jalen Brunson, that they will depend on Tyrese Halliburton. It's a different style play. They don't do as much iso ball. But as I thought about it more, I just thought it'll be competitive. It won't be 7 though. It'll be 6.
You guys know how I love the Condor.
You love him.
I love LeBron James. But there's something about LeBron that kind of gets left unsaid. He's a coach killer. Darvin Ham fired today. Of all the things wrong with the Lakers, it was Darvin Ham who made all those decisions and changed the roster and things like that. They could have had Mike Conley. They decided to go for D'Lo. I mean, these are decisions you can't get back. So just look at the coaches that he's run through. Frank Vogel won a championship with them. Gone. Mike Brown in Cleveland. Gone.
Well, who does he want there then?
I don't know. They will move heaven and earth because he's going to opt out of his contract. They will draft Bronny, and they'll give him whatever he wants because you know what? What are they without him? They're Anthony Davis and a bunch of guys that nobody knows. But again, just take a look at his history. He tried, by the way, again, love the guy. Tried to get Spoelstra fired in Miami. Pat Riley said, "You don't tell me who my coach is going to be."
And boy, was he wrong.
Because Pat Riley's the only guy who has the gravitas that he could stand up to LeBron James. You think Rob Pelinka has that gravitas? You think Jeannie Buss is going to say no? So they fired Darvin Ham. You knew it was going to happen, guys, especially after one of the games. We didn't know what we were doing out there. We didn't know our assignments. That's a direct shot at the coach. See who gets that job. Living in L.A. is great, but is it a great job? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen over and over again until they get that team all the way together there. So you're just going to keep bringing in different people who then end up getting exited because they can't do it, because the team isn't talented enough. And what are you going to do?
And it's also hard to coach a superstar.
Especially at the end. And even though he's still great, I mean, he's 38 years old. So it's not going to get any better. And he's going to end up exiting, going someplace else. I still think he's going to go back to Cleveland.
I was reading stories that Riley doesn't want him back in Miami. He didn't like the way it ended. He thought that LeBron should have stayed there, then go back to Cleveland. So I don't know what's available for LeBron. Not quite sure. Would he go to Dallas? Would he go to the Knicks? Would the Knicks want him? I think the Knicks would want him.
That's what's
interesting. And
interesting.
since Tibbs plays an 8-man bench, even if they draft Bronny with a second-round pick, so what? Sits on the end of the bench. If that's what it takes to get him, I would do it. But again, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about the Pacers.
Right, and by the way, you say that real quick, but when LeBron runs the team, you never know. It could end up that now not enough to have Bronny. Now Bronny's got to play.
Yeah, I don't know if LeBron could make Tibbs do that.
See,
and Leon Rose has too much power, too.
I was with you, Michael, on bringing LeBron here earlier in the season because, again, why wouldn't you want to bring in a great player? But there's so much that comes with him that I like how it's currently constructed, where Thibodeau can coach the way he wants to coach and the players are all in on their roles. Do you really want to bring in somebody that's going to be an alpha male that's going to want to change things and when they've got things working so well for them? Yeah, he brings in a lot of talent, but if he knew his role and could just do what he does, score his points or whatever, but he comes in demanding so much and have it run through him, I don't know if they'd be better off with him.
But I don't think he could come in like that anymore. I mean, he's 38, 39 years old. And, he's going to have to be told specifically, this is what's going to happen here. If he doesn't like it, then he can go somewhere else. I don't think he's in the position of power that he once was.
Well, the best hope could be if that ever did happen, it would be under the circumstances of I got no place else to go. I'm going to have to change my ways,
right?
Because I have no other options. But if there are 4 or 5 teams all bidding for his services, then his power might be what ultimately tips the scales.
If I'm the Knicks, the move that I make, I'm going. You're going to laugh, but I'm going to go for Kevin Durant. I think he's
Why would I laugh?
Yeah, well, I mean, because are we going to get this guy back, start the whole story again? That's who I would go for. I don't think he's available, but that's who I would. That's the move, because I think he would fit seamlessly with Brunson. Adam Schefter and Rich Cimini reporting. 4-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers will have, quote, no restrictions when the Jets begin their OTA practices May 20th. That's according to Robert Saleh. How about that?
I would hope that would be the case, right? It happened back in September.
Yeah, I mean that was the one silver lining at the time.
Right.
Was at least the upside of it being the fourth play of the season was
that plenty of time to be ready for 24. I'd be very concerned if he wasn't ready for OTAs.
But a 40-year-old guy, he could say, I'm good. But if he's going to be out there winging it in OTAs, that is a good sign.
He's been fully cleared, Michael. He could still say I'm good.
Right. But this way you could hide behind the Achilles. But he'd be too proud for that.
No.
Because he thought he'd be able to come back in December.
That would mean things weren't working.
Right. Let's go to the phones. John in Battery Park was actually at the game in Philly yesterday.
Nice.
How was that, John?
Hey, fellas. Shabbat shalom. Knicks over Nuggets in 6. No, I'm just kidding. But let me know if I need to speak up. I'm on the train home from Philly. Lost my voice a bit, but it was great. I mean, we were 15 rows behind the Knicks bench, sitting with DJ Show and Tell. It was electric. The Knicks fans were loud. Felt like a quarter of the arena was rooting for the Knicks. Most of the Sixers fans were cool, easy to talk groups with, not really trying to fight. There was one fool that was using words that Michael would never say, and my friend was pretty jacked up.
Yeah, but one guy, if you could count that to one guy,
that's pretty good. That's a good percentage.
John, I don't know if we could really hang on our high moral ground when the entire Garden was chanting F. Embiid.
I agree. Look, I was shocked. The fans were great. I really don't have too many complaints. But just one real point I want to make is I think the most important part of this run is the rest of the NBA is seeing stars. The stars are seeing, what it would be like to win in New York. How do they not want to be a part of this? And just two quick thoughts. First player in NBA history to score 35 and 10 in 3 straight road playoff games, and the first player since Jordan to get since 93 with at least 4 straight 39.
No, your line is
We're
awful,
losing you,
John.
but yeah, we said those stats earlier. They're awesome stats. They're when you're talking Jordan 90s stats, you're in good shape.
Let's go to Richard in Manhattan. A rare 5 o'clock for Richard.
Fellas, I miss Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson on the broadcasts. Yesterday, greatest 6-game series in New York history. Now, the only one that can compete with that was the 86 Mets in Houston.
Yeah, that was
better. The reason that was so great, the reason it was so great, the first time ever, and probably the only time ever, a 6-game series, Game 6, Mets are up 3-2, was an elimination game for both teams. If the Mets lost that game, they had to face Mike Scott in Game 7.
They were cooked.
They would have lost that. Hey, fellas, nobody ever says this. Who was Jalen Brunson's coach at Dallas? Jason Kidd, one of the 20 greatest guards in the NBA. That's like Derek Jeter, manager of the Yankees, trading Volpe, or Patrick Roy trading Henrik Lundqvist. I mean, if he couldn't recognize guard greatness, nobody can.
But Jason Kidd was not making deals for the Mavericks.
That I don't know. If the Knicks win this, if they win the whole thing, now they're only 25% there, but if they win the whole thing, I will put it above the 69 Mets. That's how great it would be. Also, Tibbs did not double down. He didn't listen to anybody. He went with a 7-man rotation, and his 2 substitutes played less minutes. They only played 27 minutes. The Philly bench outscored the Knick bench 42-7. Now, they played much more, but still, he didn't listen to anybody. And lastly, I want to tell one thing. You guys are talking about Randall. Basketball. Oh, another thing. I keep hearing the Knicks aren't talented. Team basketball is talent. Unselfishness is talent. Hustle is talent. Grittiness is talent. This is all talented basketball. Windmill dunks is not talent. Athleticism is a point
there's the
of
band.
talent.
All right, you're out, Richard. And also, I would actually disagree with him vigorously. This is bigger than the 69 Mets. Do you realize what the 68 Mets were? The 67 Mets? The 66 Mets? The Knicks won a playoff series last year. Wouldn't be bigger than that, Don. The 69 Mets are one of the greatest stories in sports history.
It is interesting only because does anybody give the Knicks a chance, to win a title going in?
But nobody gave the Mets
No, of course not, because it was the first time they were ever 500. But they were a 100-win team going in, but they had to get through 2 really good teams in the Braves and Orioles to win the championship. But it's comparable, Michael, just because look at the route you'd have to take. You'd have to beat the Celtics. You might have to beat the Nuggets in the final. You have 4 rounds for a team that was a 2 seed.
But they were 2 seed. The Mets in '68, they were awful.
Right, but
nobody thought they'd be this good.
But they were a 100-win team. Like the jump from 68 to 69 is the thing, right? Like, oh my God, how do you go from being under 500 to all of a sudden winning 100 games? But this Knick team, even as a 2 seed, a dog against the Sixers, or they're the favorite against the Pacers. They'd be a dog against the Celtics. I'm sure they would be a dog against the Nuggets, or whoever. I wouldn't say whoever comes out of the West, but it'll likely be the Nuggets. I would probably say 69 was bigger, but I think it'd be pretty up there, Michael.
Well, it'd be one of the great stories, but I don't think anything tops, 1969. I just don't. Don, BetMGM's calling.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs are here, in case you haven't.
See everything your store can do with tools from Square. Your inventory automatically restocks, so you never run low. Your online store stays open 24/7, so you're always ready to sell. Your payments are processed in seconds, so customers can breeze through checkout. And with one account to manage it all, you've got more time for taking time out. Get your all-in-one retail system by signing up at square.com today.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. Switch to fast setup and even faster checkouts. Switch to making every sale the way you want and the way they want, too. Switch to one system connecting every tool to every task, even as your business grows. Gain time and peace of mind with tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started.
See everything your restaurant can do with tools from Square. Get a POS that connects to a KDS so you can handle orders ASAP. Reach more customers with online ordering and QR codes. Use pocket-sized hardware so you can turn tables faster. And get one account for everything so you can take care of it all and take it easy, too. Get your all-in-one restaurant system and sign up at square.com today.
Let's explore your future with Udemy. You can learn how to program and build websites, study design and create logos, improve your presentation skills, and sell your ideas. With Udemy, you can learn practical skills from thousands of online courses taught by real-world experts. Explore your future. Udemy.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
There are a lot of us now, and it means so much when we can all be together, especially when we can do something good, like our yearly service project. We're also running a t-shirt fundraiser through Custom Ink to help raise more money and awareness for the cause. Our t-shirt fundraiser with Custom Ink makes it easy to share our campaign and help our community, and their design services team helped us get a design we love. I'm proud that we can make a difference together as a community. Come together for a cause. Get started today at customink.com.
With Home Chef's new family menu, cooking for the whole family is so simple. You go from step 1 to done with practically no fuss. Simply prep, cook, and enjoy with the whole family. Get 18 free meals today at homechef.com.
My problem? Like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
FanDuel Casino has your chance at the #1 feeling, winning, which ranks even higher than the 18th best feeling, saving a kid from a well. 59 years later. Find the number one feeling winning on FanDuel Casino Reward Machine. Free to play every day with a chance at a $2,000 top prize.
When I hit 80, I needed help around the home. A friend of mine told me to call Freedom Care, and they'll pay my granddaughter to take care of me.
Funded by Medicaid, Freedom Care allows people to choose who provides their care, and the caregiver gets paid instantly after their shift.
Life is sweeter with her around.
Nana gave me so much joy as a child. Now it's my turn to return the love.
Call now to find out benefits and pay and how fast you can get started.
You're so stupid.
Please just leave me alone.
Chris here, back here for the Michael K. Show. The Yankees returning home from their road trip is brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. The Bombers' stretch of 17 games in 17 days is winding down. Just 3 games are left before a much-deserved day off for Aaron Boone and his club. And those 3 games are against the Tigers and begin the Yankees' next homestand. Towing it up for the Yanks tonight is Marcus Stroman. Over his last 2 starts, he's allowed 7 earned over his last 9 1/3 innings. The Tigers counter with 24-year-old righty Reese Olson in 3 starts. This season, he's allowed 1 run or less. However, he's still looking for his first victory of the season. Our coverage begins with the batting practice show at 6, followed by the pregame, and first pitch comes your way a little after 7. It's the Yankees and Tigers in their first meeting of the season. It's a 6-game, 7-night homestand for the Yanks, and it's all kicking off tonight at 6 with BPTV on Yes and streaming, of course, on the Yes app.
Easily the most anticipated sporting event of the year, the Pickleball Showdown between Team DiPietro and Rothenberg and Team Anita Marks and Amani Toomer. When is it? It's this Sunday at Pickleball America in Stamford, Connecticut. Pre-game coverage kicks off on ESPN New York at 9 a.m. with a live broadcast hosted by Anita Marks as she sets the stage. Then shortly after the show, the paddles come out for the Pickleball Showdown for the ages. Be there this Sunday to witness the showcase event at Pickleball America in Stamford, Connecticut. I heard the thing at Publicans yesterday was great.
Yeah.
They had a great time at the game, a great game. Congratulations to Rick and Dave. Happy for them.
Another stellar event. Big weekend for the Rick and Dave gang.
Yeah. Well, all my money's on Anita and Amani, although it pains me to root against Rick.
I know, but it's Dave who nullifies Rick.
Yeah, it does. More than you would think.
I'm sure.
Because we've all seen Dave throw a softball. Not pretty.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Not great. Let's go to Jonathan in L.A. John.
Hello?
Hello, John.
What's up, Jonathan?
You may join.
Hello.
All right, goodbye. He wants to know if the Knicks are America's team. We can't even get America to believe in the team, and they're going to be America's team. Okay, thanks for playing.
You're angry, Don, is what you want.
Well, the most disrespected team. It's still, for the TNT guys, Shaq and Charles picking the Pacers and people still not believing. Again, I'm not saying this team's going to win a championship, but it still seems like this team is fighting for respect. And then somebody's going to say, are the Knicks America's team? Well, can we get America to wake up on this team, for God's sakes?
Let's go to Rodney in Hartsdale. Rodney.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah, we got tremendous
Thank you
callers.
for having me back on the show, second time.
Yeah.
You're all terrific. Bottom line, if LeBron were to come to New York and win a championship, it would be a career-defining championship. No doubt about that. LeBron, others have tried. They haven't accomplished it. It's so needed. It would bring someone else who clearly has to be defended in addition to the great Jason Brunson. And I will leave it at that.
Here's where I push back. First on Jason Brunson. Secondly,
it's Tatum. It's confusing.
No, I think he meant Brunson.
No, I know, but maybe the Tatum. I don't know.
I think he meant shouldn't have called.
What?
Oh, no. You think you meant thank you for the call?
Why does LeBron have to define his career? His career is defined.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well defined.
And again, that's disrespectful to the Knicks because, like LeBron James coming here, like the assumption is that he would be the MVP and that he would drive. This team is really good. This is still Brunson's team. This is not Durant joining Curry. I don't think as good as LeBron is. You're talking about at that particular time. You're going to be talking about a 39-year-old LeBron. Michael, is he going to come over and be the man and be the reason they won?
Well, whether he was or not, that is how it would be treated. LeBron James is not going to be on a team and be second fiddle. I don't think.
Well,
it does. It's a concern of mine because this team is so good and they've come so far. And anybody that you add, let's say if it's a Kevin Durant or a Devin Booker or a LeBron, and then they win next year, it's going to be because of those guys. That's the way it's going to be. That's the narrative. Those guys put them over the top. And I almost get the feeling if you let this team breathe a little bit, maybe they get to the top themselves. Maybe they create. Maybe they draft that second star. Who knows?
Well, think about you just said it, Michael. Unless you were factoring in them getting somebody, you said multiple times that this over the next 3 years or so, this is going to be the worst Knick team.
I am factoring in them getting someone,
but
because of the cap situation and all the draft.
But I am not. I'm not anti-LeBron, and I realize what he's accomplished at his advanced age is incredible, but by getting him in the next couple of years, you're not going to get a LeBron James that's going to be the driving force to a championship. You're seeing what's happening with the Lakers. He's doing everything that he can't elevate that team because they just don't have it. Now, if in order for him to be able to win a championship, he's going to have to join a team that's close to a championship and him being a role player on it. He can't be the man. This is Jalen Brunson's team. And it's got to run through him, not a 39, 40-year-old guy that was great that is getting towards the end.
I think he ends up back with the Lakers. They'll give him whatever he wants, whatever the contracts allow. They'll draft Bronny. He stays in L.A. That's my guess. Let's go to Clark in Woodside. Clark.
It's actually Claude.
Oh, hi, Claude.
Hey, Claude.
Yeah. I'm ecstatic that the Knicks won because on Tuesday night, the atmosphere at my local, shout out to the GOAT in Queens, the atmosphere was just one of arrogance. And it was kind of, I've experienced a lot of disappointment with my teams. So I told everyone, I screamed out, remember Reggie Miller? Calm down, everyone. The room got quiet, and I think the whole bar just looked at me like they wanted to kill me. And next thing you know, 7 points in 15 seconds, and we ended up losing in overtime. So if the Knicks did not win, I don't think I could have ever gone back to that place. And I really like going there, so I'm glad they won. I was ecstatic last night. I think I stayed up till about 2 a.m. I had to absorb all the interviews. That's how electric winning in New York is, especially during basketball, because there's nothing like a basketball run. Maybe I'm not a hockey guy, so I wouldn't know about that.
Well, but, I will tell you this, Claude. The only thing that I have against Knick fans is when they won Game 4. Thinking that it was going to be easy, that they were just going to steamroll this team. That's where some people are coming in with the arrogance and the, on top of the world. Again, you're allowed to root for your team. You're supposed to feel great. But the Sixers were no pushover. They were never going to be a pushover, and they weren't. They weren't. I say enjoy the series rather than, spouting on the... Again, I'm going to sound like the old guy, and I am. The FMB, it makes New York look awful. It's disgraceful. Really. Just disgraceful. Well, what is that? What do you need that for?
Because it's not really any better than any other place, Michael. It's
not.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm a fan of New York teams, and I love the fans, and they're passionate, but they can just get as lowbrow as any other fan base. It's not that big of a deal, but, don't make it seem like we're way more sophisticated than everybody else, because when it comes right down to it, we're not. Whether it's the snowballs in that giant Charger game, years ago, or batteries getting thrown out of Jim Rice, we've got a checkered past as well. Maybe not to the extent that Philadelphia's reputation is, But we shouldn't be calling anybody out for some of the antics that we've pulled in this city.
I would agree. I would agree. You know, I was sitting there watching that game with my son, and like he turned to me with the wide eyes. He said, "If we were there, would you be chanting that?" I said, "No, you don't have to do what everybody else does." It's almost like that word now has supplanted sucks.
Well, it's a different.
Yeah, and sucks isn't great.
Right, sucks isn't great.
But it's a different world, Michael. It just is. I mean, you're seeing more times than not, we are hearing players in post-game press conferences dropping F-bombs and using the S word. It's become more commonplace than not. And so I've given up on it. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it when when the kids get older. I mean, I'm dealing with it now. It's a way of life. That word now, I wasn't exposed to it till like way later in life when we were growing up. But the kids now, I mean, how do you avoid it? You know, it's post-game press conferences. It's getting dropped everywhere. I mean, I don't want to get up, overly political because I'm not going to mention who. But there's a huge sign in the front yard of our neighborhood when we're driving the kids from school that says, blank a candidate that's coming up for election, right there, down the street. And then Marco can read, Jalen can read. And I just think that's what we're careening to, Michael. We're in like 10, 15 years. I'm sure we're going to watch a sitcom on ABC, and they're going to be allowed to say certain words. I think we've given up as a society.
My dad cursed like a sailor. And, I told the story in the air. I said sucks once in the playground. I got an ivory soap bar in my mouth. So that's why I've never said the other word, because I said, if I got that for sucks, can you imagine? But, I've seen text. My daughter's 11 years old. They have, a classroom text chain. The filth that comes out of 11-year-olds' mouths. It's unbelievable.
Really? It's that bad, huh?
Peter, you would blanch at it. It's so bad.
I'd have to go find out what blanch means, but yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Sickening. And they're obviously getting it either A, from their parents, or they have older siblings. The parents should be embarrassed of themselves that this is now accepted. But again, the milk is out of the udder. We're not changing it. We're just the old men. Let's go to Jonah in Long Branch. Jonah.
Hey, guys. How are you? Happy
Good.
Friday.
Same to you.
Thank you. So without getting too cheesy to start off here, I mean, I'm a first-time caller. I've been listening to you guys forever. The three of you are absolutely incredible. I can't say enough. Michael, you've made countless Yankee games so memorable for me from the time I was a little kid up until now. So keep doing what you guys do. You guys are all really great.
Thank you.
So touching on Don's point earlier, when he was talking about how disrespected the Knicks are, and him expressing his anger about that, I feel the exact same way. It pisses me off to absolutely no end. But on the same note, I almost think this Knicks team functions better that way. I think it kind of plays into the whole, this is a really gritty, hungry, nasty team who's going to out-hustle everyone else and play with that edge. So I almost think it suits them better. So let's let everyone keep sleeping on them. Let's keep them motivated. I think it really suits them better in the playoffs, and they'll keep playing the same style.
I don't disagree with that. I think
the way better spot
than
them being. If everyone was high on this team,
Right.
I'd much rather than. Hey, listen, the other team I root for, my other favorite team, the Celtics are. It's not a lot of fun to have the entire league just waiting for you to win a championship. I think it's a great spot for the Knicks to be in.
Yeah, this might be the last time they were in this spot for a long, long time. And I think it does fuel them. I think that was a great call. Hey, it's Michael K. I love when I get to talk about my friends at PC Richard & Son.
There's an easier way. From painting and cleaning to repairs and more. Taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
At Away, we know what real travel looks like. So when we make luggage, we think about how you actually get from place to place. How travel brings pit stops and welcome detours. How you deserve an easier, more flexible way to pack. Because when it comes to luggage, how you actually travel matters. Away, designed by travelers for travelers.
Before ClickUp, we were kind of a mess. We had so many different systems that we were using to communicate and share knowledge that you kind of had to code switch every time you were talking to somebody different.
We have distributed teams all across the world. There's a clear time difference there, and I think ClickUp really helps manage all that information regardless of time. We can communicate asynchronously, and so we are able to be very productive using ClickUp.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just saw it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always. So you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Trying on glasses using Warby Parker's virtual try-on is so lifelike, so realistic, that you might not even be able to tell what's real from what's virtual. Yep, it's that good. Virtually try on hundreds of styles in the Warby Parker app.
Hey. Hey. Rental? Yep. You? Yeah. You know your shoe's untied.
Oh! Don't let a boxy suit ruin your night. Read from theblackducks.com.
I give to you a day just like today.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Step into the world of Golden Nugget Online Casino. With all the slots and table games you love, feel like you're on the casino floor no matter where you are. Score rewards by playing your favorite games and get your winnings almost instantly with lightning-fast withdrawals. Go! So what are you waiting for? Have a great time in your downtime. Download the Golden Nugget Online Casino app and get started today with this great offer.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey is the state's largest anti-hunger organization. We work with our 800-plus community partners to supply them with the fresh food and resources they need to feed our hungry neighbors. We provide nutrition. We provide support. We provide opportunity. We can't do it without you. Go to cfbnj.org to join us today. That's cfbnj.org.
When I was 19 and I was going to shows, I was not thinking about permanent hearing loss. I wasn't thinking about tinnitus.
Sometimes my kids are having a conversation with me and that ringing starts in my ear. They're talking to me and I hear their voice, but I can't focus on what they're saying.
The audiologist, he told me that most of his clients are not old people. They're kids that have their earphones in.
I have a lot of regret about not protecting my ears sooner.
Protect your ears at all times, no matter what. It's not something you can get back.
All right, so who won the week? I was off yesterday, so who won yesterday?
Don won the week.
Got 3.
So Don got 3. Congratulations,
Thank
Don,
you.
for the week. I'll also like to point out, Don, I wonder if you ever hear this. Whenever Peter says something I say, and then he goes into the voice, it's very oafish. He makes me out to be an oafish character, and that's a little hurtful.
Well, you know what, Michael?
Julius Brown, that's how he imitates me, Don.
Well, you know what, Michael?
What?
You know what?
Get close to your radio. Maybe it's that I really think of you as a big old oaf.
Could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see that? You see what I
He's
did
not
there?
oafish at all, though.
No, not my guy.
No, I'm not your guy. You made that very clear.
Wow.
Well, congratulations,
I gave
Peter.
you an oafish voice? Come on.
I got to tell you, I can't say this on the air.
Why? Do it.
What?
No,
Well,
I
do it.
can't, because our great guy Jake Montgomery, who like runs social for us, he's asking us what our favorite Star Wars character is, because they're going to post something on May 4th. And Don gave an answer for the ages.
Oh, I didn't see this one.
It is so very Don. It's clear, it's concise, and it's profane. And I really do wonder if Jake will run the entire answer.
I'd stand by it. It was clinical.
Yeah, and it used a clinical term, too.
Wow.
Did you see it, Peter?
I did. It is so thoroughly
done.
It could have been more crude.
But no, crude. It's not crude. It's accurate, but it's bold.
It is bold. You really are troubled. You really are.
You'll be able. Let your imagination run wild when you see what they have on tomorrow for May the 4th be with you. And my response is my favorite Star Wars character.
I think everyone that's listened to this show for a good amount of time will know exactly what Don said. So look for that on social media. Everybody at the station, our favorite Star Wars characters. And then you'll see Don's, and you'll know the filth that came out of his mouth.
It's a tribute, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake, I demand you use the entire answer.
I stand by that.
Let's go to Cam in Elmwood Park. Cam.
What's going on, guys? First time caller. Love listening to you guys.
Thanks.
Especially when I'm on my drive from work, I mean. Listen, so wanted to make this point. So that was one of the best series I've seen in a long time from the Knicks. And, looking at the other teams in the East, it's like the Knicks are the last team you want to play. They're so relentless. They're pretty much a gritty team that you're like, you know what? I don't know if I want to be able to face this type of team, knowing that they're going to battle it out pretty much until the very last possession. My question to you guys, looking into the Pacers, Knicks playing the Pacers, where do you guys have this game going? Like, do you think Knicks take it in? Is it a sweep? Do you think Knicks take it in 5?
We all said 6.
Do you think this goes to a game 7?
No, I said 5. I said 5.
I said
Don
6.
Peter
Peter said 6. So we feel.
And I agree with what Cam said. I don't think anybody's saying, "Gee, I hope the Knicks win." I don't think the Celtics are going to. The Knicks are a load to handle. There aren't a lot of teams like they're an outlier for 2024. A team that never stops. The motor never stops. They don't come out of the game. No one wants to face that.
Listen, if you're the Boston Celtics, and you're sitting there and you've won a couple of rounds, and whoever you face is going to be a quality team because they've also won a couple of rounds. Now, they'll be the favorite no matter whether it's the Pacers or the Knicks. But they're going to look at it and go, that team is going to really bring it every single night. And not that they can't be confident and believe they can win, but that's what was the analogy I used, Peter? It's like the guy showing up to the pickup basketball game with like a mouthpiece and a headband, and like he's all in. He's gonna play. Everybody's just having fun, and this guy's coming here like it's Game 7. They play that every single night, so you're gonna have to be ready.
Now, Anthony, let me ask you something from a production standpoint. This countdown clock, is Yes have a batting practice show today?
They sure do.
Oh, wow. How about that?
They do.
Wake
really?
up, Flip.
What are you doing?
Usually they don't do that in the first game of a series on a homestand.
Don, what do you say?
I said, wake up, Flip.
Wow.
Don't you see what's going on
Mike
here?
Hill, who listens to our show a lot, he tweeted this out. I want to get your take. Time to cut ties with Richard from Manhattan. Probably the worst regular caller in sports radio history. At least in the conversation. Something Richard has trouble with, conversation. Any yay, nay?
I'm a Richard guy. I think the train wreck sometimes is fun to watch.
Me too. That's the thing. Listen, I think he's awful half the time, but I enjoy it either way.
He's gloriously awful.
Goodbye to Yes. We love you.
Wake up, Flip. Just kidding.
That's a wrap on the show for today and this week. Coming up next, our coverage of the Yankees and Tigers gets underway with Yankees batting practice today. For all of us here on the Michael K. Show, this is Chris Sheeran saying have a great night. We'll see you again Monday at 3 o'clock.
I have to find a babysitter.
I have a lot of questions.